it is xenophobic. Because you are basically inciting the communities to rise against foreigners. Because they will start looking at foreigners as the people that are bringing in drugs, when that drug trafficking is happening in collusion with the police.
Yes. And Kolani, do you agree with that, disagree with that?
Well, Mandy, I must take this opportunity once again. My president have done this in South Africa, and I think the guests here have done that today, to apologize even to any other ordinary African here or relative with an African heritage, to apologize on behalf of the South Africans in the diaspora of what have happened. But when there's a criminal elements, let's be able to point them up.
By race, nationality?
I didn't say that.
I mean,
if somebody have done criminal activities,
with respect,
let that
I need to,
individual be
hold on, I need
arrested.
to jump in here. When former President Thabo Mbeki said in September, the truth of the matter is that there are Nigerian criminals who are involved in drug dealing. And that's true. There is no South African that goes around chasing Nigerians because they are Nigerians. Is that not denialism of the problem by a former president?
Let me give you more information.
Hold on, do you agree with that statement?
No, I have to give you what I know. The president have said what he have said. But statistics and the report says to us now, 16 people have passed away on the recent incident in South Africa. Out of the 16, there's no one from Nigeria. 14 are South African, one is from Mali. Why are we not talking about that as facts?
Okay, let's put that. Let me bring in Andrew Feinstein. It's not a problem. There's no issue with the Nigerians being killed.
The first is that a key root of this problem are the levels of economic inequality that you mentioned in South Africa. And these have to be addressed. These have to be addressed by our leadership. The second problem is a lack of accountability of leaders when they make statements, like you mentioned, from the Premier of the Gauteng province. That is completely unacceptable. That is the language of Trump and Farage. That is not the language that should be coming from the leadership of a liberation movement with a proud tradition and history of the African National Congress.
Do you agree with that? Do you think the ANC leadership should stop using the language of Trump and Farage?
Those are his words.
And I'm asking you if you agree with them. Is it xenophobic? It is, isn't it?
It is. If it is
people in your party are guilty of xenophobia.
Some people, not all.
Senior people.
Some.
Senior. Some senior people.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we can agree on that. Welcome back. You're watching Head to Head on Al Jazeera English. My guest today is Ms. Baleka Mbete, former Speaker of the South African Parliament.